now give the floor to the representative of the Russian Federation.
Thank you, Madam President. We thank Hans Grunberg and Khada El-Tahir Modawi for their briefings. We listened closely to Ms. Entisar Al-Khadhi. Mr. Grunberg, you are starting work on an extremely complex brief, and so we hope that you will, without delay, begin working to establish substantive dialogue between the parties to the conflict in the interests of rapid de-escalation. We will actively support the efforts of the Special Envoy, taking into account our position on the UN's central role in the political settlement process in Yemen. We are convinced that UN mediation will be able to reconcile the numerous competing players on the Yemeni landscape. A sizable role could also be played by states in the region, whose constructive contribution we are always ready to support. At present, we can see that faltering progress on the path to peace has already led to a further escalation on the front lines, including in Marib, as well as an intensification of air attacks on the territory of Saudi Arabia. We call upon all parties to show restraint and to cease hostilities, primarily to avoid casualties from among the civilian population. As we have always said, and will repeat once again, there is no alternative to negotiations that take into account the interests of all Yemeni forces. For our part, we intend to continue to encourage the Yemeni authorities and the Ansar Allah movement to adopt a constructive approach and to show a willingness to compromise when considering their disagreements. The international community is united on the Yemen file. The main goal is a comprehensive and long-term settlement to the conflict, which is having a negative impact on the entire region. Madam President, we remain particularly worried by the dire socio-economic situation in the country. We support the need for the full lifting of the maritime, land and air blockade of Yemen and the lifting of restrictions on the delivery of food, medicine and other vital goods to all parts of the country. The Yemeni people is in dire need of humanitarian assistance provided on a depoliticized and non-discriminatory basis. We are also seriously concerned by the ongoing attacks on civilian objects. We firmly urge the parties to the conflict to strictly respect the provisions of international humanitarian law and to immediately and in full refrain from combat operations which generate casualties among the population and destroy non-military infrastructure. Madam President, we are convinced of the importance of the Security Council supporting the Special Envoy in holding a balanced line in the interests of a rapid settlement in Yemen. We trust that as he gets down to the nuts and bolts of his file, he will, without delay, be able to determine the main barriers preventing the parties from returning to the negotiating table and identify the path to peace in the country. One useful aid for the Special Envoy could also be the Security Council Resolution 598, as well as other initiatives, including the updated Russian concept for collective security in the region. Thank you.
I thank the representative of the Russian Federation and